Good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome back to the session. How have you been?
Yeah, I have been doing well, but you are not there. After a long time, I haven't seen you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I couldn't open my slots for a long time. And yeah,
Yes.
I feel happy to be back.
Yes, yes. I am also too happy that you are here. So after a long time, I could
Thank
catch up
you
with
so much.
you.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful. And today we have a topic which is again very interesting. And if you want, we can continue with the same topic. Also, we can change the topic on your consent. And if you want, we can move ahead with the topic which
Okay, then you can suggest me if there is any other topic of interesting that
okay,
I
so
could
we'll be
speak.
doing one thing. We'll be just what we can do. We can talk something about the school life as well as we can combine the topic college life with it.
Okay.
Will that be okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll be doing like that. All right. Yeah. Wanted to ask you, Mr. Sabas, what difference do you think is there in government schools and private schools?
One difference is that I can see the infrastructure because the private school do have all the infrastructure, almost all the infrastructure they need to run the school, but in government school it is very less number of uh, less in number. So that is the main difference. And in private school, what happens that it is very strict, I think, because the owner of the school to maintain their reputation, they work very hard to keep it. The disciplines that are maintained in private school is more than what we see in government school.
That's true. I totally agree. Because the main reason which you gave is absolutely true. That is the reputation of the owner. And yeah, that is one major reason, and which isn't noticed in case of government schools. So I agree.
Yeah.
And yeah, now one more question, Mr. Subhas. I want to know from you, what is the difference in the education system uh, if you compare it with your time to the current times? What is the major difference you have found and you are finding and you have noticed?
Yeah, the major difference in education system is nowadays more focus is on practical things, and particularly now we are in the era of technology. So in school, the children can learn about computer, how they can, how to operate a computer. They can learn in school itself. And at our time, there was no such thing like computers. We did not hear about all those things at the time. So this is the major difference.
Okay. Yes, I completely agree with you, Mr. Subhas. Even I have one of my cousins. He's in a boarding school, and their iPad, like the Apple one, tab iPad, is compulsory for the kids. They have made it mandatory for the kids
Yeah.
to have an iPad during their class sessions, and after the class sessions, they submit it with them, and after that, it's not allowed. But during the class hours, they have to study with the iPad. So yeah, it's changing. But if there are both pros and cons of this thing. And I also want to ask you, Mr. Subhas, like what I can see is kids these days, especially, they are quite burdened. They are quite in pressure. They are pressurized.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
the pressure is about the competition, the pressure is about the studies, the pressure is about the homework, and all of this pressure. So,
Yes.
what is your opinion on that?
Yeah. Actually, nowadays we have observed that there is much pressure built up on the students because of this homework and because of the competition. So everybody is running after scoring in their examination. The marks matters. Nowadays, marks actually matter because even 100% is not enough nowadays. If you see that there are four or five gets 100% and all of them are number one, the position they get. Nowadays, what happens? Parents are also very worried about their children because they always think that they are lagging behind and they want to want their children to be ahead of the other co-students. So if they know that the student from their neighbors are doing good from their own children, they start to tell their uh, children that you see he is doing well, she is doing well, but what are you doing? So this way more pressure built up on this student, but this is not good actually, and we should let them uh, do their study on their own way. But yeah, of course we should keep a tab on their activities, whether they are properly studying or not, that is okay, but we should not put much pressure on them. So I think when it comes to competition, it is not a healthy thing. But at the same time, uh, we have no other option also because we can see there are so many coaching classes mushrooming around our places for giving their extra classes to do well in the school exam or some other entrance exam. So pressure is always there, and there
Uh,
are some students uh, who cannot withstand the pressure, and unfortunate things also happen like suicides.
that is the most dreadful thing nowadays. The pressure which is created on students, and there comes the time when they are not able to handle it and not able to withstand it, and they commit the action like suicide. So, uh, I'm so sorry, but that is a little personal question, Mr. Subhas. Do you have kids? And
Yes, yes.
yes, okay. So I just want to know your experience. How do you deal with them? Like, do you pressurize them, or what kind of conversation, or what kind of support do you give to your kids related to their studies? How do you
Okay,
basically
so
deal with?
yeah, okay. So I never put any pressure on them, but I always keep an eye on their activities, whether they're studying when it is time to study. And I also allow them to play also when there was no need to study. I did not tell them the whole hour when they are free to study. I let them to play. At the same time, I also let them to study as their own will. And whenever I found that they are not doing well on particular subjects, so I give them, I arrange for extra classes. I mean, this coaching classes also. So whatever I could do on my part, I did, but I never put pressure on them.
Okay, are they in school, Mr. Subhas?
No, my son came out. He did engineering in electronics and communication, and last year he got a job in Reserve Bank of India. So now he is doing his job, and my daughter is doing her BSc in Delhi, Gargi College at Gargi College.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So both of them, one is in college and one is in job.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, okay, so Mr. Subhas, there is a system going on, or there is a new culture which some of the parents or some of them have adopted, which is called homeschooling. Have you came across this term ever? Homeschooling?
I have heard about this, but I am not sure about all the things how it works. I have heard
Okay.
about homeschooling because they don't go to school, they remain at home, and from there they study. This much only I know.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to know from you, like in homeschooling, what they do is they try to give the school-like atmosphere, the school-like education to their kids at home itself. Like the complete, they'll be teaching exactly like school. So recently, I met one of the parents, and I was not taking sessions because I was having uh, uh, summer camp. It was both for kids as well as for an adults. So this is why I was busy. So I came across parents, two parents actually, who like who sent their kids to school for 3 to 4 years, and now they were planning to switch it off to homeschooling. So they took my recommendations, and even after thinking a lot of times, I was not sure what to suggest them and how to guide them, because there are definitely pros and cons of everything, be it school,
Yes,
be it going to school, be it homeschooling. So I
yes.
wasn't sure about it, how to guide them and how to do it. And so, they took this decision, and even they were quite concerned that we are taking this decision. Whether this is going to turn appropriate or not for our kids, we are not sure. So, what do you think, Mr. Subhas? Does homeschooling works for kids?
Actually, I don't have any practical idea about this. But if you ask me, what you do about your children, if it comes to take a decision about homeschool or going to school, I would definitely go for going to school, not homeschool, because what happens that when they go to school, they are taking classes with other students also. So they give them extra exposure when they interact with the students, and at the same time they interact with the teachers. Practically, it is happening. Uh, that's I think makes a great difference when they are taking classes from home and when they are practically attending classes and take the courses. So I think it is better to go to school and take the classes.
Exactly. Yes. So, Mr. Subhas, this was all about the school life. And
Yeah,
now, before wrapping up this session, I have one
yeah.
quick activity for you. And the activity is, suppose you are the education minister of our state, okay,
Mhm.
of your state, Assam, right?
Yeah.
So now you can implement anything related to any new policy, you can implement any new policy uh, in schools and colleges. So, what is that one change, or what is that one policy which you would like to implement, which you think is important for students to learn?
Okay, so I have not only three things in my mind. One is that first of all, I would like to reduce the dropout things from schools because there are many cases of dropouts happen in our country. And one of the major factor is that the economic condition of the